here, what's going on, Underworld Crew? I hope you're enjoying your Festival of Lost. I have a quick video for you today with some builds that I have been using in Legend Haunted Lost Sectors, since I'm on the quest to get a memento of all of my crafted weapons so they can be jet black. So far, I've only gotten the free one from completing the Triumph. Please, Bungie, increase the drop rate for these things. You're not going to be able to get another one for a year, and you could at least make sure we get more than just the one. Like, I really am grinding for these things. I've opened up at least maybe 20, 30 packages and have not gotten one. It's kind of annoying. But into the video. Let's start with the Titans. I'm sure you have all seen or heard of the Banner of War Titan build. Well, that's our first build. You can see my mods and aspects and fragments on screen. If you have any questions on why I'm using, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll answer as soon as possible. Now, for my guns, I'm using the Swordbreaker shotgun from Curler with 1-2 punch, and a Point of the Stag bow with Pugilist and Swashbuckler, and my heavy slot, I'm using Tractor Cannon. If you've seen a Titan player in the Lost Sectors, they're more often than not using this build. Now, there are two major components to this build. The first one is, of course, the Banner of War aspect. The second one being a 1-2 punch shotgun. The other aspect is up to you, but I'm using Into the Fray for Woven Mail when I throw or destroy a tangle. Now, if you're watching the gameplay, you can see me almost one-shotting the Headless Ones and Champions if I have everything activated. Now, to get this much damage, you must first shoot the boss with the Tractor Cannon, and then swap to your 1-2 punch shotgun, shoot that shotgun, and then powered melee. Doing so will lead to some crazy damage numbers, even higher if you have Syntheseps active, which just happens to be the exotic we will be using for this build. Syntheseps gives you a 200% melee damage boost whenever you're surrounded by 3 or more enemies. This will also interact with 1-2 punch and the powered melee, giving you insane damage numbers. I'm sure you've already seen this, but if you haven't, welcome to the club. Banner of War also comes with its own damage bonus, but for specifically melee damage. On top of the healing that it gives you every time the ability pulses, you're basically invincible if played correctly. Like I said, if. That brings us to our next point. This build requires you to be what I like to call tactically aggressive. You can be really aggressive, especially when you have Woven Mail, but you're not unkillable. You still have to be smart when you go in to start punching dudes in the face unless you have multiple Titans with this build, which allows you to be more loose. Alright, now the Titans are out of the way, let's move on to the Hunters. Stasis Hunters, to be specific. It's time for you to dust off an old exotic that you probably haven't touched since it got nerfed, Renewal Grasp. Now hear me out here, it did get a buff a while back, now let's make a build around it, shall we? Renewal Grasp increases the size of your dust-filled grenades and reduces the damage you and your allies take inside the dust-filled grenade by 25%, as well as decreasing the damage enemies deal inside of the dust-filled grenade by 50%. Now, the weapon I am pairing with this build is the exotic bow Verglass Curve. It allows you to shoot stasis crystals after getting a final blow if you fire that arrow from the hip, and I will get to why that is important further in the video. Now, the purpose of this build is for you and your teammates to feel a little bit safer while capturing those points when a well is not available. Now, to help with this, we're going to be increasing our grenade recharge rate as much as possible. To do this, we will be slotting in Whisper of Shards, which gives you increased grenade recharge speed whenever you shatter a crystal, which is the main reason we are using Verglass Curve, so we have the ability to spawn a stasis crystal whenever we need it.
What's your status?
Now, if you combine these two things with some stasis searches for more damage on your arrows, or your heavy if you want, like I'm using, or maybe even use some grenade kickstarts for more grenade energy, this build is great for holding down areas. And I'm not even mentioning the crowd control that comes with freezing and shattering your enemies in the battlefield. You could also swap this weapon out for Wicked Implement, the exotic scout rifle from Season of the Deep, for longer range activities like GM Nightfalls. The reason I didn't want to use it is because I didn't want to have to use a scout rifle inside of a Lost Sector, which is mostly short range combat. Now for Warlocks. The Space Wizards. You will be on Void, and the super you decide to use is really up to you. The things that matter is that you have to have the Child of the Old God to aspect on and the Briarbind's exotic gauntlets. The weapon of choice here is completely up to you. I found myself swapping between my Unforgiven with Demolition as Golden Tricorn and Graviton Lance. Now, let's talk about the exotic. Briarbind's allows you to pick up your Child of the Old Gods and redeploy it on top of the damage from the Child of the Old Gods, ramping up after every kill up to a maximum of 6. With this exotic, you can continuously pick up and throw the Child, which in hindsight sounds terrible, but we're gonna roll with it. You also get grenade and melee energy if you're using a healing rift, or health if you're using an empowering rift, which is once again up to the user. The children The children also keep the damage buff they had before you pick them up and will continue doing that increased damage for longer since Briarbind's adds an extra 5 seconds to Child of the Old Gods. Now, did I mention that Child of the Old Gods also weakens the enemies it attacks by making them take 15% more damage? With this build, you'll be throwing out so many Child of the Old Gods, you'll be covering the battlefield with grenades, as well as some pretty good AoE damage, and weakening them. I didn't even get to the fact that you'll also have Devour on top of this from Echo of Starvation and Echo of Harvest, which will grant you some great survivability. And if somehow, some way you get to the circumstance where you're at low health, Echo of Vigilance will give you a Void Overshield when you get a kill at low health, and if you still have Devour up, it will also give you your health back too. And that's just about it for the builds that I made up. I do have some last minute honorable mentions per se. I feel like my Caliban Bam build that I made from a hunter a while ago would still be very useful, seeing how many adds there are in this area, on top of the survivability from grenades, and I dislike explosions. With my second honorable mention being for a good Geomag build for Warlocks, seeing like I said there are also many adds, you can get a whole bunch of Chaos Reaches on top of orbs for your teammates. So you can use those if you prefer as well. I just didn't have enough time to fit them into this video because I wanted to make it short. But I am going to get back to the search for mementos to turn the rest of my vault jet black. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, stay spooky. Love you. Peace.